Hey, welcome back. So, taking the sounds of the streets and making them his own while creating a unique musical style, blending everything from electronic pop, indie rock, and R&B, all with the intent of raising humanity's frequency within his self-proclaimed style he refers to as Uptown Sound. We welcome Cult of DeMac.
Hey, what's up, Rhina? How's it going?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Oh my gosh, I am so looking forward to having this conversation.
Yeah, me too. I've been
Let's
looking
start
forward to it. Yeah.
let's start with the name, Cult of DeMac.
Yeah, Cult of DMAC. It comes from, well, there's a few things that it comes from, I guess, Some may say that when I was a kid, all my friends called me DMAC, and then I just formed a cult, and that's why it's that. But I think it's something a little bit deeper. I like to think of dimactical light as a miniature sun that resides in everyone's chest. It's a unique mosaic of beauty. And when we all focus on it, we can grow it, and we can really feel a bit of a connectedness to each other and to this world. So, you can sort of make it what you want it to be. But that's what I think.
No, it's awesome, right? I gotta tell you, you have me searching high and low for dimactical light. I'm like, wait a minute. I've never heard of dimactical light, but I so love it. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so me. Yeah. I just pray on that light and just magnify it and expand it to the point that it becomes its own continent. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So dimactical light. And, and obviously that's why you're Cult of DeMac.
Yep, you got it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your music and how this is fused into your music.
Yeah, I mean, it's fused in subtle ways, I'd say. Maybe some songs a little bit more than others, I try to have a conscious message with the songs, but I also try to write about personal stuff as well and just get kind of deep into my own psyche and by extension, hopefully the psyche of humanity itself. So, yeah, the Demactical Light and the Cult of DMAC is kind of an entity unto itself, and the songs are not necessarily entirely separate, but they can exist in their own reality as well,
And so I understand that you're going to be premiering a show on BronxNet on Wednesday, and I was curious to know if the show was going to also incorporate those little comedic skits that I was reviewing on your website.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how the show started, really. I was, planning on releasing some music this summer. I still am. And, with this whole quarantine coronavirus thing, it sort of derailed some of the timetables that I had. So myself and my girlfriend, Aoife, we started just making these little skits so that we could try to promote the Cult of DMAC persona and sort of spread awareness before we put the music out. And Michael Max, the guy from BronxNet, I've known him for a few years, and he saw one of the skits and got in touch with me and asked if we'd like to put together a little show, and we did it, and now it's happening. It's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I love that you're not only putting out comedic material. I love that there's that consciousness layer added to it. And then, of course, the music component. I mean, that sounds like a recipe for a great show. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it,
And so I know that you're going to be singing a song for us that references breathing. Let's talk about that. You write your own music?
I do. Yeah.
And was this one written through while you were in quarantine?
It was pretty early on. Maybe the second week I started coming up with the lyrics. It was sort of a catharsis for myself. I find oftentimes when I'm in a bit of a tough period, I will write more. So when this all happened, it was a little overwhelming. I was bartending for a while and I lost my job and was just at home, and this song kind of flowed out of that experience. So it's the most recent song I've written, and I'd say it's the one that reflects the time we're in the most.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's not only about breathing from a physical perspective. It sounds like you wrote it from a metaphorical perspective.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Actually, it's a funny story with this song. I was walking around in Fort Tryon Park, which is kind of in Washington Heights, Inwood area, and they have all these little signs up in the park that just have, goofy little things for someone who's in the park just enjoying themselves. And one of the signs says, "Remember to breathe." And I kind of took that to heart and made that the hook of the song.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. And then you use all these other elements. Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because you've got your own thing going on here. You're like a one-man band show, everything.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of stuff there. I've played in bands for years, and I've had a lot of different roles in bands. I've been the primary front man. I've just been like an extra guy there. I've done a lot of recording and sound, and I've bartended for like 13 years, maybe even longer. I can't remember, but I just feel like this is the culmination of a lot of stuff that has happened in my life, and now it's just like, all right, let's just put it all out there. Let's do it. No holding back anymore.
So it sounds like you have been able to experience the different levels of performance and or being in the industry and or of service. So because of what you just shared and wearing all these different hats during different periods, what advice would you give to someone who may be going through something right now that is in this particular business, in the business of service and artistry?
Yeah, I would say for someone like that, see if you can, one, just try to find some amount of calmness and peace in the present moment, because looking at the future so much and trying to really like plan is pretty tough right now. We don't know what's going to happen. So, just try to be centered in the present moment, and then just try to find the thing that you love doing the most and put energy into that, because I think we're coming into a new phase, and I don't know what it's going to look like, but we're going to need people who love what they're doing. So,
Right. Well said. And thank you. And you're going to give us a nice preview of what people can expect on Wednesday's show, right?
yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break, everyone. But when we return, Cult of DMAC, he's going to perform for us. So don't go anywhere.